हाँ जी, पंकज जी, good morning.
हाँ जी, good morning, Upkar ji.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Upkar sir.
Yeah, we can start the meeting. I think everybody is there.
I was waiting for Rangaji and Joint Commissioner Mr. Suvit Shah to
Okay.
join. Then we can easily start now.
Ashwin ji, good morning. Dipinder ji, good morning.
मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग। थोड़ी चल नहीं रही थी उस वेले बड़ी बारी।
हाँ, साउंड नहीं सी आ रही, मैं रीस्टार्ट किया था।
हाँ, और सर
हेलो, गुड टू सी यू।
उपकार जी, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਮੈਂ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਸਾਰੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਮੇਕ ਇਨ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਬਸਟੀਟਿਊਟ ਮਿਲ ਗਿਆ।
ਚਲੋ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।
ਹਾਂ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਹੈ।
ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਵੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਪੇਜ ਬਣਾਈਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਰਹੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ
ਨਹੀਂ ਬੜਾ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਲਟਰਨੇਟ ਲੱਭ ਪਏ ਹੈ and I think next days I am going to buy about 10 lakhs of rupees.
Very good, very good, very good.
पंकज जी कैसे हो सर?
Very nice, Ashwin ji. So nice, so nice.
Great, great.
बहुत अच्छे जी, बहुत अच्छे जी। Friends, let's start today's meeting. I think a lot of people have joined. So some people will join in between also. So on behalf of CICU, I welcome you all for today's webinar on foreign trade and exports. I extend heartily welcome to Mr. A.S. Ranga, Commissioner of Customs Ludhiana, and Mr. Suvit Shah, Joint Director, Foreign Trade Ludhiana, and also high officials of HDFC Bank, Mr. Iqbal Singh Guliani, Zonal Head, HDFC, and Mr. Munish Goyal, Territory Sales Head, among all other officials in and around Ludhiana. So the quorum is complete. Minimum people we are waiting. The people, the gathering is there. So a lot of people have joined. A lot of people from FIO has joined. Mr. S.C. Rellan is one of the speakers. He is ex-chairman FIO, country head FIO ex-chairman. So he is also among us. He will also speak. He will give his own ideas about foreign trade also in between. And as you are aware about the agenda of today's meeting, first of all, Mr. A.S. Ranga, Commissioner Customs, he is going to give his address and he will give a small PPT also. And after that, we have Mr. Suvit Shah, Joint Director Foreign Trade. He will give his presentation. And then we'll hand it over to HDFC to give their own presentations, and they can give the outline of their services that they provide. And later on, we'll have a QA session. So I extend heartily welcome to all. And to begin with, I'll request Upkar Singh ji to formally welcome everybody. Upkar ji.
Good morning, everyone. It is my immense pleasure to be with you on this very important seminar, because we are passing through a crucial time and it is very important to strengthen our foreign trade, because I foresee good opportunities in the coming time, and it is good time for India to align our foreign policies. And today we have with us Mr. Arvinder Singh Ranga. He is Commissioner Custom Ludhiana. He has joined Custom Commissionerate, and everyone know that he is very easily accessible, and he tried to resolve the issue related to industry quickly. So thanks, Mr. Rangaji, for joining us. Mr. Suvit Shah, Indian Trade Services, he is 2008 batch, very young officer, and he is always ready to help the industry. He has given many presentations on export increase and one district, one product. And he has met us many times. We met in his office and we were quite impressed that how he works and how he tried to add value to the industry beside his regular job. And we have with us Mr. Iqbal Singh Guliani, Senior Vice President and Zonal Head HDFC Bank. We are to him, and we have with us Mr. Munish Goyal, Deputy Vice President and Sales Head. So today we have galaxy of officers and bankers. I think there are a number of issues related to exports, and there are many changes, many ease of doing business is there. I think some relaxation will be there, and our members, they have a number of issues with the customs. So I think today it will be a good discussion. And these words, I request you all to stay till end and try the session. Thank you very much. Over to you, Pankaj.
Thank you, Karji. To begin with, I'll request Mr. A.S. Rangaji to please give his presentation. And Rangaji is a well-known figure. He is a very nice gentleman, and he's been an upright officer, and he's been very helpful to all of us. During COVID also, he went all out to help the exporters and importers to clear the shipments, and we are always so very grateful. As Karji was mentioning, he is so easily approachable, and nobody, if at all people have a doubt or any clarification required, his doors are always open for everybody. So that is the best part about Rangaji. Rangaji needs no formal introduction. He as a Commissioner Customs Ludhiana, he joined in June 2017, and till date he's here with us and very proactively working for the betterment of foreign trade. Now I'll request him, sir, kindly give your address, and if in case some PPT is to be shown, kindly do the needful.
Good morning to all of you, Shri Upkar Singh Ahuja ji and Shri Pankaj Sharma from Chamber of Industrial Undertakings, and Shri Suvit Shah from DGFT, and members from HDFC Bank, Shri Iqbal Singh Guliani and Manish Goyal, and members from the trade. I'm very happy to be present here on this webinar on foreign trade and exports. As Upkar Singh Ahuja ji pointed out earlier, that we were passing through very emergency situations during COVID. The whole trade underwent, rather than our lives also underwent, a major change. This kind of scenario we had not visualized earlier, whether it was insurance or whether it was dried down of the exports market, because Europe and America all were closed. Even Middle East was closed for some time. Or when we talk about the most particular thing was in times of this crisis, we never had that kind of situation where exports were not happening, imports were stuck, there was curfew in the town, and there was no funds liquidity in the market. Labor shortages were also there. So we were able to, like, jointly with the chamber and all trade members, we were able to ride off that particular difficult times. And that actually highlighted the need to have specialized product for export helps during those times where, suppose if another kind of this kind of emergency situation arises, it's a kind of opportunity also, because if certain markets have dried down but other markets are opening up, we have to see which are the markets where we can target with our products for exports. And I think with the chamber, we want to work jointly. We want to visualize what are their business plans for the next year, this financial year, remaining part of the financial year, and next financial year, and what are the bottlenecks where we can both work to give an impetus to the exports from our side. And I think looking at the revenue, I can say that November was a good month. Even exports started picking up. IGST refunds and drawback, we have been doing it regularly. We are always ready for ease of doing business. My colleagues have made a small presentation on the export promotion schemes from customs side. I will ask them to present this presentation, and in the end, if there are certain questions, we will address those questions. Thank you very much. Over to my colleagues.
Good morning, everyone. Export incentives are provided to the exporters as an acknowledgement for bringing foreign exchange and to compensate for the infrastructure and export related cost they face. Most of the incentives are given as per foreign trade policy, which is administered by DGFT. Export incentives are form of economic assistance that government provide to firms or industry within the national economy in order to help them secure foreign markets. The government provides export incentives in order to keep domestic products competitive in the global market. Types of export incentives includes export subsidies, direct payments, low-cost loans, tax exemptions, and government-financed international advertising. In India, the major incentive schemes are divided into three categories: the exports from India scheme, the duty exemption schemes, export promotion capital goods schemes. The export from India scheme is subdivided into two. One is merchandise export from India scheme and other is service export from India scheme. The MEIS covers export of notified goods. Incentives are given to exporter at a specified rate, which varies from product to product and from country to country. The incentives under the scheme are calculated as a percentage of realized FOB value or FOB value declared in the shipping bill, whichever is lower. The realization should be in free foreign exchange. MEIS rewards are also available on the export of goods through courier or international post on consignments of FOB value up to 5 lakh. The service export from India scheme, service providers are eligible for services are entitled to duty credit scrips at notified rates on net foreign exchange earned. Free foreign exchange remittance received through international credit cards and other instruments are also taken into account while computing the value of exports. Now we will discuss schemes which allow duty-free imports. The first is Advance Authorization Scheme. This scheme allows duty-free imports of inputs that are actually used in the manufacture of export goods. The inputs also include oil, fuel, catalysts. The value addition of input is measured as per SION norms. The advance license can also be issued on the basis of annual requirement of the exporter for exports which include intermediate supplies or deemed exports. This scheme is available only to star export houses. The next scheme is a duty-free import authorization. Under this scheme, exporters are allowed to import input free of basic custom duty. Authorization provides name and quantity of raw material which are to be allowed to be imported duty-free. The scheme is available only for the products which are listed under SION. However, exporter has to pay IGST and can take benefit of ITC. The next scheme is drawback. This scheme is implemented and monitored by the Department of Revenue, that is Custom Department. Under this scheme, duties and customs and GST are chargeable on imported as well as indigenous material used in the manufacture of exported goods are refunded back as per drawback schedule. All industry rates can be availed by anyone. However, if a company or a firm feels that all industry rates are lower than taxes paid by them, they can opt for fixation of brand rate. Unlike other schemes, duty drawback is directly credited into the bank account of the exporter. The rebate of state and central levies and taxes scheme, under this scheme is only available to chapter 61, 62 and 63, that is uppers and made-ups. It gives refund of state and central taxes and levies such as VAT on import, transportation fuel, captive power, mandi tax, electricity duty, etc. It is implemented by DGFT and rewards are given in the form of credit scripts. Soon this benefit will be extended to all sectors under new remission of duty or taxes on export product scheme. Export Promotion Capital Goods Scheme, EPCG. This scheme facilitates the import of capital goods to India to improve country's production qualities and competitiveness. Duty-free imports of capital goods to India is allowed at pre-production, production, and post-production stages. Under this scheme, capital goods are also exempt from IGST and compensation cess. The foreign trade policy also extends export benefits to production of goods and services which are made in export-oriented units, electronic hardware technology parks, software technology parks, biotechnology parks, and special economic zones. Now we will discuss incentives given under GST Act, which are available to all exporters. Exports can either be made on payment of IGST or without payment of IGST. For exporting goods without payment of IGST, exporter has to obtain letter of undertaking, public bond. In respect of exports made on payment of duty, the exporters can claim refund of IGST. They need not to file a separate application, and their shipping will be treated as an application for such refunds. Merchant exporters can obtain goods meant for export from domestic supplier at a 0.1% concessional GST rate. This reduces the burden of GST and solves the working capital issues for the merchant exporter to a great extent. The refund of accommodated ITC against exports can be claimed from GST department. Apart from above, there are many other incentives which include export subsidies, low-cost loans, government-financed international advertising. These include Town of Export Excellence. Under this scheme, towns will be notified as Town of Exports Excellence on the basis of their potential in exports. Incentives under this scheme include export subsidies, direct payments, low-cost loans, etc. The Gold Card scheme, this scheme is provided by banks for credit-worthy exporters with a good track record. The export of goods under bond, I have already discussed this. The Market Assessed Initiative scheme. Under this scheme, the member exporters of export promotion activities like participation in international trade fairs, exhibitions, buyers, sellers meet abroad to explore the new markets, get a subsidy from the government. The next is Market Development Assistance. This scheme is operated by Ministry of Commerce with a view to encourage exporters, including MSME, to assess and develop overseas market. The scheme offers funding for participation in international fairs, study tour abroad, trade delegations, publicity, etc. The Status Holder scheme. A status holder shall be eligible for privileges which include authorization and 24/7 customs clearances for both imports and exports on self-declaration basis, fixation of input-output norms on priority, exemption for compulsory negotiation of documents through banks, 100% retention of foreign exchange in EEFC account, exemption from furnishing BG in schemes under FTP. BG means bank guarantee, and many other benefits are available to them. I have discussed the major schemes, and now I thanks all for listening to me, and I hand over to Shri Pankaj.
Thank you, sir, for such good presentation. Lot of issues are there, but we will certainly take them during QA session. Lot of custom related, documentation related, delay in clearances. We have a lot of queries coming up, but we will take up in the end only, as discussed earlier. Now we'll take up the second part of today's webinar, and that is presentation and keynote address by Mr. Sovid Shah, Joint Director of Foreign Trade. I'll request him to please start his presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ranga Saab. He's my senior, sir, and good presentation from custom side. Custom people has already covered several. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
In the meantime, I'll request everybody to please mute their speakers. The mics, yeah, please.
Thank you very much, Ranga sir. Thank you very much, my all participants. Majority of participant I know personally. Ashwani साहब है, रलन साहब है, मृदुला मैम है, उनको मैं personally जानता हूँ. And today मेरी majority of scheme custom ने explain कर दी है. Then I will go another aspect of my ministry, that is import substitution, opportunity in business and an opportunity in exports. ज़्यादातर तो experience exporters है वो जानते ही है market के बारे में. थोड़ा आपको पहले जो ब्रीफ करना चाहूँगा, और पंजाब एक्सपोर्ट जो हमारा लेटेस्ट जो फिगर आया है अराउंड 60,000 करोड़ अपना मेजर एक्सपोर्ट यहाँ से राइस का होता है. कल हमारा डिटेल डिस्कशन भी हुआ है इस बारे में. मगर ये जो आत्मनिर्भर के बाद एक नई अपॉर्चुनिटी जो मार्केट में आई, दैट इज फॉर इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूशन, और गवर्नमेंट का हमारा टोटल फोकस अभी उस पे है. आई विल डिस्कस मोर अबाउट इंपोर्ट सब्स्टिट्यूशन. एक छोटी सी स्लाइड अराउंड 15 मिनट्स का है मेरे पास. उसके बाद क्वेश्चन आंसर जो आपको रिलेटेड में लगेंगे उसके बेस पे मैं बात करूंगा. तो आई विल टेक योर परमिशन होस्ट, प्लीज अलाउ मी टू शेयर माय प्रेजेंटेशन, दैट इज पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन. आई एम सुवित शाह, जॉइन DGFT, अभी मैं आया हूँ यहाँ पे. You can approach me anytime for purpose of export improvement in exports. रेगुलरली आज जो अश्विनी कुमार साहब आपके सामने FIO के अपने नॉर्दर्न रीजन के चेयरमैन, एवरीडे हम मिल रहे हैं. कल भी मिले थे एक स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की मीटिंग में. रलन साहब, हर रोज कोई ना कोई काम से हम कम्युनिकेशन में हैं. तो आप देखते हैं गवर्नमेंट का फोकस, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पंजाब से लेके गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का सारा फोकस ट्रेड पे है. और कोरोना पीरियड इज अ गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी है, इवन दो इट इज बैड थिंग फॉर अस, बट गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू स्टार्ट न्यू बिजनेस, स्टार्ट न्यू कैरियर, और जो कंसोलिडेट करने का बिजनेस है उस पे लिए. दैट इज माय फर्स्ट स्लाइड, हाउ टू स्टार्ट.
So you can
Okay.
press F5 to make it a
People
big
knows that
screen.
import export right now is totally free, in the sense that there is no license is needed for import and export. 96% item are license free. Majority people knows that के 91 के पहला लाइसेंस रहा था. there is no license right now. आप जितनी भी चीज जो पंजाब के रिलेटेड में देखते हैं, चाहे हमारी प्रोडक्ट्स, राइस एग्रो प्रोडक्ट्स ले लीजिए, चाहे आप हमारी नीटवेयर प्रोडक्ट्स दे लीजिए, टेक्सटाइल दे दीजिए, हमारा जलंधर के आसपास का मशीनरी टूल्स देख लीजिए, ट्रैक्टर्स ले लीजिए, ट्रैक्टर पार्ट्स ले, एवरीथिंग इज इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट लाइसेंस फ्री. जो एग्रो प्रोडक्ट्स है, इसमें हम कभी कभी देश की डिमांड को देखते हुए कभी कभी रिस्ट्रिक्शंस डालते हैं. द लेटेस्ट रिस्ट्रिक्शन यू नो दैट इज ऑनियन रिस्ट्रिक्शन. अराउंड 4-5 मंथ पहले हमने ऑनियन के एक्सपोर्ट पे रिस्ट्रिक्शंस डाले थे. देन वी ओपन दिस रिस्ट्रिक्शंस फॉर राइट नाउ द ऑनियन अवेलेबिलिटी इज क्वाइट इनफ. तो गवर्नमेंट कभी भी उसको रिस्ट्रिक्शन हटा सकती है, उसके बारे में सोच सकती है. ठीक है, that is the only matter. if agro products is concerned, you should know whether it is restricted or नहीं है. WTO नाम के एक आप संस्था जानते हैं, that is established in 95. ठीक है, अब हर घर में उसका नाम मशहूर है. तो what is the basis of WTO, आप ये जाने. WTO का सबसे बड़ा बेसिस है ट्रेड को फ्री करना, इन द सेंस टैक्सेशन फ्री है, हडल्स फ्री हैं, वगैरह फ्री करना है. और WTO का जो बेस है उसमें एक सबसे बड़ा जो मेरा 4th पॉइंट है, आप जानिए, दैट इज प्रोडक्ट शुड बी एक्सपोर्टेड नॉट टैक्सेस. मीन्स हम यहाँ से प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे, उसके टैक्सेस नहीं एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे. मेरे कस्टम के कलीग सर ने डिटेल में प्रेजेंटेशन दिया, उसमें काफी स्कीम आपको बताई. मेजोरिटी स्कीम्स आप जानते ही हैं, सारे एक्सपीरियंस एक्सपोर्टर हैं. उसका बेस ये है कि वी शुड एक्सपोर्ट प्रोडक्ट. 100 रुपए की प्रोडक्ट है, उसमें 18% GST है. तो मैं 100 रुपए की प्रोडक्ट बाहर दूंगा, अगर मैं प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट करता हूँ तो GST नहीं लगेगा. दैट इज द फर्स्ट, कोई भी टैक्स नहीं लगेगा. और उसके सिवा और टैक्स लगते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल पेट्रोल डीजल मुझे एक्साइज लगती है, इलेक्ट्रिक सेज लगता है, इलेक्ट्रिक ड्यूटी लगती है. मैं फैक्ट्री एस्टैब्लिश करता हूँ तो उस पर मुझे स्टैम्प ड्यूटी लगती है, काफी जगह ऑक्ट्रॉय लगती है. देयर आर सेवरल टैक्सेस इम्पोज्ड बाय सेवरल डिफरेंट गवर्नमेंट्स. तो वो टैक्स को हम कैलकुलेट करके, वो टैक्स को हम एक फॉर्मूला के तरह कैलकुलेट करके उसको आपको रिटर्न बैक करते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ कैश, आपको वापस कर लेते हैं. अभी तक उस स्कीम का नाम अलग अलग था, कभी ड्यूटी ड्रॉबैक था, उसके पहले DEP भी था. ड्रॉबैक तो रहेगा, मगर हम गवर्नमेंट अभी नई स्कीम हम ला रहे हैं जिसको नाम RODP है. उसके लिए सारे सजेशंस आपके सामने हैं. शॉर्ट फॉर्म में नाम मैं बताता हूँ इसीलिए कि आपको याद रहे, बाद में आप गूगलिंग करके सब उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन ले सकते हैं. तभी हम नई स्कीम फॉर्मुलेट कर रहे हैं जिसका नाम RODP है. उसमें ये करेंगे कि आपको हिडन टैक्सेस जितने लगते हैं, जैसे डीजल पे लगता है, आपको कहीं ऑक्ट्रॉय लगता है, आपको कहीं स्टैम्प ड्यूटी लगता है, कभी रोड टैक्स लगता है, रोड पे आप टोल भरते हैं, काफी अलग अलग टैक्सेस और सेस आपको लगते हैं, उसको रिवर्ट बैक करने की बात करेंगे, उसको RODP बोलते हैं. ठीक है. MEI स्कीम आप जानते हैं, जो मेरे कस्टम के कलीग सर ने बहुत ही डिटेल में उसका बताया, जो कैश रिवॉर्ड स्कीम है, मगर इन फ्यूचर वो स्कीम बंद होने वाली है, हम नई स्कीम में ट्रांसफर होने वाला है. तो ये गवर्नमेंट साइड से मैं WTO का बेसिक कंसेप्ट ये बताया, और पूरा आने वाला सारा ट्रेड WTO के नॉर्म्स के हिसाब से ही होगा. हम आपको कोई इंसेंटिव नहीं देंगे, मगर आपको टैक्स जो है वापस करेंगे. WTO से अपने देश में बहुत ज्यादा प्रगति हुई, आप जानते ही हैं. अराउंड में हमारा 2 लाख करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट था 2004 में. 2020 आते आते 33 लाख करोड़ का हो गया है, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड का मार्केट पूरा खुल गया है. तो उसका बेनिफिट हाईएस्ट इंडिया और चाइना को मिल रहा है. दूसरे जो मेरे फर्स्ट में जो 2nd नंबर का कंसेप्ट है, आप बिल्कुल जानिए, उसमें आप एकदम ध्यान रख के सोचिए, जानिए और समझिए. आपका और जो बायर सेलर रिलेशनशिप है, वो आपके पर्सनल रिलेशन इन द सेंस दैट कितने रुपए में, कैसे, कौन सा माल, कौन सी क्वांटिटी में, कौन सी ये क्वालिटी में आपको बेचना, दैट इज योर डिसीजन. गवर्नमेंट हैज नो इंटरफेरेंस इन योर रिलेशनशिप विद योर बायर एंड सेलर. ठीक है, आज के बाद भी नहीं होगी कभी. जो ओपन मार्केट है उसका प्राइस क्वांटिटी आपको डिसाइड करना है. आपको डिसाइड करना है पेमेंट कैसे लेना है, एडवांस में लेना है, नहीं लेना है, बाद में लेना है, एवरीथिंग दिस ऑल डिसीजन इज बिफोर यू। आपकी सप्लाई की प्राइस में भी हमारा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं रहेगा, आपको जो सामने बेचना है माल उस पर भी हमारा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं रहेगा। सेवरल पीपल इन्फॉर्म मी और अप्रोच माय ऑफिस, सर राइट नाउ रॉ मटेरियल प्राइस आर ever increasing, every day it is increased, but government has no control on any price। रॉ मटेरियल के प्राइस में भी मेरा कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है। सिमिलरली आपके जो आप प्रोडक्शन करके बाहर माल भेजते हैं उस पे भी हमारा प्राइस में कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है। ये ओपन एंडेड सप्लाई डिमांड का जो इक्विलिब्रियम है उसी हिसाब से प्राइस गिना जाएगा, कि इसको फ्री मार्केट बोलते हैं और वही वाला रहेगा। सेकंड में मैं गवर्नमेंट का सबसे बड़ा स्कीम जो हमारे माननीय और आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री हर रोज एक बार तो ये शब्द आप मीडिया में जानते ही होंगे, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसके बारे में हम क्या करना चाहते हैं, क्या सोचते हैं, उसके बारे में आगे बढ़ता हूँ। ठीक है, तो उसमें आप इंडिया का इंपोर्ट 18-19 मैंने ईयर लिया है, इसीलिए लिया है कि उसमें स्टेबल ईयर था। 19-20 काफी डिस्टेबल ईयर रहा है, तो 18-19 में हमारा 35 लाख करोड़, जो आपने आंकड़े जो स्क्रीन में देख रहे हैं, अराउंड 36 लाख करोड़ का हमारा इंपोर्ट होता है। जो इंपोर्ट मेजर होता है दुनिया पूरी जानती है, हमारा हाईएस्ट इंपोर्ट चाइना से होता है, अराउंड 4,61,000 करोड़ का इंपोर्ट होता है। ये चाइनीज इंपोर्ट की हम बार सेकंड नंबर पे यूएस है, यूएई है, सऊदी अरेबिया आप स्क्रीन में देख ही रहे हैं। सेकंड का यूएसए की बात कर रहा हूं, तो उसमें हम हाई टेक्नोलॉजिकल गुड्स इंपोर्ट करते हैं, डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट्स इंपोर्ट करते हैं जो इजीली रिप्लेसेबल नहीं है, मींस अचानक से हम नहीं बना सकते उसको। थर्ड नंबर इज यूएई, जिससे हाईएस्ट पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स, सऊदी अरेबिया भी सेम, इराक भी सेम, आप पहले 5 कंट्री देखेंगे। उसमें अगर मैं रिप्लेस करता हूँ, चाइना को रिप्लेस कर सकता हूँ, जिसकी चाइना जो हमको प्रोडक्ट बेचता है वो सारी प्रोडक्ट यहाँ बना सकते हैं, 100% सारी प्रोडक्ट बना सकते हैं उसको, इसलिए हम उसको टारगेट कर रहे हैं। 6 नंबर पे हांगकांग है, 7 स्विट्जरलैंड, कोरिया। मगर हम पूरा ट्रेड बास्केट देखें तो हमारा ज्यादातर जो शेयर है चाइना 13% शेयर है। आज से हम ट्राई करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे करके उसको हम कम करेंगे, 5 साल में अराउंड 5% तक हम कम कर सकते हैं, अगर आप ट्रेडर, आप एक्सपोर्टर और आप एंटरप्रेन्योर बड़ी मेहनत करें तो। अब ट्रेड, चाइना का ट्रेड बास्केट हम देखें, ठीक है, तो हमने 18-19 में चाइना से 5,81,000 करोड़ का इंपोर्ट किया है, अगर चाइना हांगकांग को मिला दे, ठीक है, अराउंड 17% होता है। दूसरी बात है, दुनिया के सारे जो कंट्री हैं उसका नंबर 1 ट्रेडर चाइना ही है, जैसे हमारा भी यही वाला है। जो ट्रेड एक्सपीरियंस है, जो हमारा गवर्नमेंट का पॉलिसी है, सबको मिला के सिंथेसाइज करके हमने 3 आइटम टारगेट किया है कि 8 आइटम को हम आराम से सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। पहली इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स आइटम्स हैं, जिसमें आप देख ही रहे हैं, लैपटॉप है, मोबाइल है, कैमराज हैं, सारे वीडियो गेम के वो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं, मोबाइल फोन्स हैं, अब जितनी माउस है, कीबोर्ड है, सारी टेलीफोन इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है, कोई भी चीज देखेंगे आप अभी हमारे सामने, आपके आप कोई मोबाइल से सुनते होगे, कोई माइक से देख बातें करते होगे, सारी चाइना मेड और नहीं तो चाइना में है। दूसरा मेजर हम टारगेट कर सकते हैं आइटम्स को, मशीन्स। हम जितनी भी मशीन्स बताती है, हाई सोफिस्टिकेटेड मशीन हमारी जर्मनी, यूएसए वगैरह से आती है, मगर लो सोफिस्टिकेटेड मशीन है ये सारी हमारी चाइना से आती है। लुधियाना इज द फेमस फॉर टेक्सटाइल गुड्स, नीटिंग की मशीन, सारी एम्ब्रॉयडरी की मशीन्स हैं, सारी लूम्स है, एवरीथिंग इज कमिंग फ्रॉम चाइना। इतनी इसमें R&D की जरूरत नहीं है, हाई टेक्नोलॉजिकल नॉलेज की जरूरत नहीं है, रिप्लेस दिस मशीन। व्हाट इज केमिकल? केमिकल आपके हम बहुत ही कम जानकारी रखते हैं केमिकल के बारे में, पीपल आर नॉट सो मच अवेयर अबाउट केमिकल, मगर जिसके घर में कोई ना कोई, जिसके घर में कोई ना कोई उसका, कोई म्यूट कर लीजिए भाई साहब, आपका जो तरुण जी बैक्टर जी, आप प्लीज, हाँ ठीक, थैंक यू वेरी मच। तो केमिकल का भी हमारा बड़ा मार्केट है, केमिकल में सारी चीजें आती है, फार्मा का सारा रॉ मटेरियल केमिकल है, अपने वहाँ सोलन, बद्दी, चंडीगढ़ के आसपास का एरिया पूरा फार्मा से भरा पड़ा है, ठीक है, मगर सारी एपीआई हमारी चाइना से आती है। इसका बेस मटेरियल एपीआई को आप समझे, बेस मटेरियल सारा चाइना से आता है। फर्टिलाइजर का जो केमिकल है वो भी सारा चाइना से आता है। बाकी सारी चीजें हैं, जितनी हजारों चीज, पेंट से लेके आपको इंडस्ट्रियल यूज में काफी केमिकल वाला मटेरियल यूज होता है, सारा चाइना से आता है। तो पहले मैं इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम्स पे जाऊंगा, तो अराउंड 42% जो इंडिया का इंपोर्ट है वो चाइना से आता है, ठीक है, 1,52,000 करोड़। आप लिनोवो देख लीजिए, मैं नाम के साथ बता रहा हूँ, आप लिनोवो देख लीजिए, आप HP देख लीजिए, आप सारे प्रिंटर्स देख लीजिए, सारा माइक देख लीजिए, आप सारे मोबाइल फोन्स को सैमसंग के छोड़ के सारे मोबाइल फोन्स देख लीजिए, कहीं ना कहीं भले ब्रांड कहीं पे हो, ब्रांड का कोई लेना देना नहीं, उसका पार्ट कहीं ना कहीं चाइना में ही बनता है, वो इजीली हम रिप्लेस कर लीजिए। अभी हमारे यूपी उत्तर प्रदेश ने काफी बेहतरीन एग्जांपल पेश किया है, जिसमें पिछले 3-4 साल में हम वर्ल्ड के सेकंड लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ मोबाइल फोन्स हो गए। नोएडा में पूरा जोन बना है, उसमें काफी हम इम्प्रूव कर पाए हैं, मगर ये मोमेंटो आगे भी बढ़ाने की जरूरत है। 2024-25 तक प्रधानमंत्री का 5 ट्रिलियन का सपना है आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का, जो हम पूरा कर पाए। सेकंड है जो, ये तो बड़े बड़े आंकड़े, मशीन के बारे में मैं जाऊंगा। अराउंड 30%, 93 करोड़, अराउंड 1 लाख करोड़ का मशीन हम चाइना से हर साल इंपोर्ट करते हैं। मशीन को हमने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम्स को बैन करने का कार्यक्रम चालू किया, जैसे टीवी बैन किए हैं, रेफ्रिजरेटर और एसी वगैरह बैन करना चालू किया, मगर मशीन्स को हम नहीं बैन। अगर मशीन बैन करने ले जाए तो हमारा इंडस्ट्री आगे बढ़ ही नहीं सकता, इंप्रूव नहीं कर सकता, वैल्यू एडिशन अच्छे नहीं। मगर हमारे लिए बेस्ट पॉसिबिलिटी है कि वही मशीन्स को हम यहाँ बनाएं। जो यान की मशीन्स हैं, जो कॉटन, जो अपना कॉटन बेल्ट है, जो अपना नीचे वाला बठिंडा वाला रीजन, बरनाला वाला रीजन, वहाँ पे जो यान की मशीनरीज है वो इंडियन मेड होने लगी है। मगर एम्ब्रॉयडरी मशीन है, निटिंग मशीन है, सेवरल अदर मशीन्स है जो ज्यादातर R&D नहीं रखती है, कॉमन मिनिमम मशीन्स है, लेथ मशीन्स है, सारी मशीन्स हम यहाँ आराम से बना सकते हैं। जो अच्छे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और अच्छे लोग यहाँ पे मशीन्स को समझे तो हम आराम से बना ही सकते हैं। उसमें बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यू एडिशन और बहुत ज्यादा टेक्निकलिटी की जरूरत नहीं है। अच्छी सी CNC मशीन, अच्छी सी प्रिंटिंग मशीन्स, काफी मशीन्स कहाँ है, आप डिटेल में जाएंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि उसमें कितना है। और ये जो मशीन्स बनाने वाले मार्केट है लंबा, हमेशा आज आप बिजनेस चालू करेंगे, आपका 10-15 साल तक लंबा बिजनेस रहने वाला है। केमिकल के लिए मैं काफी कुछ बोल चुका हूँ, ठीक है, उसमें चैप्टर 28, 29, 30 आते हैं। उसमें आप ध्यान में रखिए कि सारे केमिकल, आप एक बेस पकड़ लीजिए, सारे केमिकल्स का बहुत ही ज्यादा अभी इंप्रूविंग मार्केट है और आपको सीधा सीधा उसमें मार्केट मिलने की पॉसिबिलिटी है। दुनिया, इंडिया की और दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी कंपनीज केमिकल में होती हैं, पेट्रोकेमिकल्स में होती है। आप इंडिया की सबसे बड़ी ले लीजिए, वर्ल्ड की भी सबसे बड़ी कंपनी यहाँ ले लीजिए, केमिकल मार्केट में ही पूरा अपना उसका गेम रहता है। मैं लंबे समय तक सूरत में और वडोदरा रीजन में रहा हूँ, इन द सेंस ऑफ एज अ डेप्यूटी DG और एज अ जॉइंट DGFT। तो मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ कि केमिकल मार्केट में कितनी डेप्थ है और कितना वैल्यू एडिशन में परमानेंट वो प्रॉफिट देने वाला मार्केट है। फ्लक्चुएटिंग मार्केट हमेशा टेक्सटाइल रहता है, क्योंकि उसका रॉ मटेरियल काफी जगह से आता है, काफी चीजें उसमें इफेक्ट करती है। मगर B2B वाला जो बिजनेस टू बिजनेस वाला केमिकल मार्केट है, परमानेंट होता है और हमेशा आपको प्रॉफिट कमा के देता है। तो हाँ, केमिकल मार्केट का प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि उसमें टेक्निकल नॉलेज काफी जरूरत पड़ती है। दूसरा प्रॉब्लम ये होता है उसमें पोल्यूटिंग इंडस्ट्री भी काफी होती है, तो आपको पोल्यूशन वाला भी काफी उसमें दिक्कतें झेलनी पड़ती है, जिसको आपको कैसे भी वॉल्यूमियस होता है और उसको चीज देखनी है। मुझे टाइम 15 मिनट का बताया था। जो फॉरेन ट्रेड पॉलिसी की मैं थोड़ी स्कीम के बारे में बताऊंगा। ज्यादातर नाम तो हमारे कस्टम के कलीग, रिस्पेक्टेड कलीग सर हमारे साहब ने बता ही दिया है, फिर भी मैं उसको थोड़ा डिटेल में बताना चाहूंगा। DGFT मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स का पार्ट है, उसके नीचे हम डिफरेंट एक्सपोर्ट स्कीम्स मेजर करते हैं। अभी आपको पता है कि 1 दिसंबर से हमने सारी चीजें सुपर ऑनलाइन, पेपरलेस, अभी तक तो ऑनलाइन ही थे हम, अब हमने पेपरलेस भी कर ली है। एक बेसिक का जो सबके पास है ही अभी, एक बेसिक कोड होता है इंडिया इंपोर्टर एक्सपोर्टर कोड, उसको IEC बोलते हैं। 100% ऑनलाइन आप रेलवे की टिकट और मेक माई ट्रिप ने प्लेन में की टिकट करवाए, उसके कम समय में आपको IEC मिल ही जाएगा। और आपका नया IEC आप लेंगे, वही आपका पान कार्ड ही आपका IEC होगा। ठीक है, आपको सिर्फ जरूरत है पान कार्ड की कॉपी की, पासपोर्ट साइज अपना एप्लीकेंट का फोटो की, एड्रेस प्रूफ ऑफ कैंसल चेक। डिजिटल की आजकल सब लोगों के पास होती है, क्योंकि वो GST रिटर्न वगैरह पड़ते हैं, उसमें कंपलसरी है। ठीक है, तो आपको तुरंत ही IEC मिल जाएगा। IEC इज अ मेयर रजिस्ट्रेशन है, उसमें और कोई नहीं कि मेरे डिपार्टमेंट में आपने रजिस्टर्ड करा हुआ है। तो 100% चीजें मैनेज है। स्कीम के बारे में थोड़ा समझिए हमेशा के लिए, तो आपको बिजनेस जितने साल करेंगे तो ये चीजें ध्यान में आएगी। एक्सपोर्ट रिलेटेड, ये जो एक्सपोर्ट रिलेटेड स्कीम है, इसमें ड्यूटी एग्जम्पशन स्कीम है, डिटेल में हमारे का कस्टम वाले साहब ने बताया ही है। उसमें व्हाट एवर द ड्यूटी यू आर पेइंग, ठीक है, दैट इज रिवॉर्ड टू यू, मिस उसको आपको बाद दिया जाता है वापस। जो ड्यूटी आप पे करते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल GST पे करें, वो आप रिफंड ले सकते हैं। एक्सपोर्ट में आपने, एक्सपोर्ट में कहीं ना कहीं आपने पेट्रोल डीजल पे सेस भरा, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ड्यूटी भरी और अदर ड्यूटीज भरी है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ ड्यूटी ड्रॉबैक है। और RODL करके, ROSL करके स्कीम्स जो आ रही है, उसमें आप उसको वापस लेंगे। ड्यूटी एग्जम्पशन जो पहला वर्ड है आपके सामने स्क्रीन में दिख ही रहा है, ड्यूटी एग्जम्पशन का मतलब ये होता है कि आपको पहले से ड्यूटी नहीं भरनी है, आपको पहले से ड्यूटी नहीं भरनी है। फॉर एग्जांपल मैं प्लास्टिक का चेयर प्रोडक्शन करता हूं, तो प्लास्टिक के दाने जो पीपी दाने होते हैं उसको बोलते पीपी चिप्स वगैरह बोलते हैं, उसमें आपको कोई भी हिसाब से कोई जीएसटी वगैरह कोई नहीं भरना है। उसके बाद आप मशीन्स लेंगे उसमें भी जीएसटी वगैरह नहीं भरना है। उसके बाद आप मास्टर बैच में रंग वगैरह देंगे उसमें भी जीएसटी नहीं भरना है। आपको इन वन कंडीशन कि आपको वो सारी प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट करनी है। वो जो ड्यूटी एग्जम्पशन स्कीम का नाम है एडवांस ऑथोराइजेशन, वो हमेशा चलनी है, लंबा चलनी है, क्योंकि वो WTO से अप्रूव्ड स्कीम है। ठीक है। दूसरी जो विंडो आप दूसरे जो ये देख रहे हैं ड्यूटी न्यूट्रलाइजेशन, उसका मतलब है आपने कभी कभी कहीं कहीं कोई भी ड्यूटी भरी है तो आपको गवर्नमेंट उसको रिवर्ट बैक करती है। तीसरा नंबर है रिवोट, जिसको हम MEIS बोलते हैं। ठीक है। और आजकल MEIS बोलते हैं, SEIS वगैरह बोलते हैं, ये वाला तीसरा उसका रिवॉर्ड है। नेक्स्ट में मैं जाऊंगा। ठीक है। तो MEIS आपको 2%, 3%, 5% के हिसाब से, SEIS 3%, 5%, अब बढ़ा के हमने 7% भी कर लिया है। इस स्कीम के बारे में मैं डिटेल में नहीं, क्योंकि ये स्कीम है धीरे धीरे WTO रिस्ट्रिक्शन आ गया है, MEIS जाने वाला, दैट इज वेरी मच कंफर्म। ठीक है। तो आगे भी जाके आप MEIS को देख के बिजनेस ना करें। अभी तक MEIS की जो वैलिडिटी है 31 दिसंबर में से मंथ एंड तक ही है। अब गवर्नमेंट आगे आपको डिसीजन बताएगी कि उसको एक्सटेंड करने वाले हैं और नहीं करने वाले उसको रिप्लेस करके और स्कीम में लेने, इन टर्म्स ऑफ टाइम आपको पता चल जाएगा। जो नई 2 स्कीम है उसके बारे में मैं आपको थोड़ा ज्यादा जानकारी दूंगा, जिसका नाम TM है। ठीक है। ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड मार्केटिंग असिस्टेंट करके स्कीम है। ठीक है। उसमें जो एग्रो प्रोडक्ट्स आप एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे उसके सामने आपका जो चार्जेस है, फ्रेट चार्जेस है, हम ट्राई कर रहे हैं उसको रेमिट करने का। पूरा तो नहीं करेंगे मगर पार्शियल रेमिट करने का ट्राई कर लेंगे। जैसे उसका जो एक रेट हम बताऊँ आपको सामने। ठीक है। कि एक नॉर्मल कंटेनर है, आपने यहाँ से 20 फीट कंटेनर आप यहाँ से वेस्ट अफ्रीका भेजा है, अराउंड गवर्नमेंट उसको 11,200 रुपया आपको रिवर्ट बैक करेंगी। EU में भेजा है तो 9800 रेफ्रिजरेटेड कंटेनर है तो आपको 21,000 आपको पे बैक करेगी पर किलोग्राम। ऐसा एक चार्ट बना पड़ा है। तो आपकी एग्रो प्रोडक्ट्स है, आपको ये करना है तो हमारी लुधियाना ऑफिस में आपको एप्लीकेशन डालनी है। ये सबसे अच्छी है जो जो एग्रो प्रोडक्ट्स एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, उसके लिए स्कीम डालना जरूरी है, उनको मिल जाएगा यहाँ से। नेक्स्ट में मैं जाऊंगा। एडवांस ऑथराइजेशन स्कीम के बारे में मैंने समझाया है। EPCG स्कीम के बारे में, द मोस्ट पॉपुलर स्कीम ऑफ लास्ट 15 इयर्स ऑफ DGFT, जिसमें आप मशीन्स जो भी लाएंगे, कोई भी मशीन्स लाएंगे आपका एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए, तो वो मशीन्स की ड्यूटी फ्री हो जाएगी। ड्यूटी यानी 2 ड्यूटी फ्री हो जाती है, बेसिक कस्टम ड्यूटी और GST दोनों फ्री हो जाता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल मेरी 1 करोड़ की मशीनरी है तो मैं जो समझता हूँ 5.5-7% उसमें एवरेज BCD होता है, उसके ऊपर 18% GST लगता है। तो अराउंड 1 करोड़ की मशीनरी होगी, 25 to 26 लाख आपको एज ए ड्यूटी भरना होगा। ठीक है। तो अगर EPCG स्कीम के अंदर जाते हैं तो आपको ये ड्यूटी नहीं भरनी है, प्लस उसके सामने आपका ये ऑब्लिगेशंस रहेगा कि 25% आपने 25 लाख का अगर सामने आपने ड्यूटी बचा है फॉर एग्जांपल, इनटू 6 टाइम आपको एक्सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा विद इन 6 इयर्स। तो मशीन ड्यूटी फ्री लेने के लिए मेहनत करने से ज्यादा आपको मेहनत ये करनी है कि आपका एक्सपोर्ट कैसे फुलफिल हो जाए। मोस्ट पॉपुलर स्कीम है। आप जितने भी मशीनरी देखते हैं इंडिया में, ठीक है, और काफी मेहनत करके लोग एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं तो EPCG स्कीम के अंदर करते हैं। EOU मीन्स आपका एक ही एरिया 100% एक्सपोर्ट आप करने वाले हैं तो ये स्कीम आपके लिए ज्यादा जरूरी है। बहुत ही डिटेल में स्कीम है, आप कभी भी मेरी ऑफिस का कंसर्न कर सकते हैं। मैं खाली 2 लाइन में आपको पूरा करूंगा। सबसे ज्यादा लीगल और सबसे ज्यादा वाइड स्प्रेड स्कीम है तो स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन है, जिसमें आप देख सकते हैं कि मैंने एक मैप लिखा है जिसमें SEZ करके एक बॉन्डेड एरिया मैंने बताया, चारों तरफ से क्लोज्ड एरिया है। ये SEZ एरिया को मैं फॉरेन एरिया समझता हूँ, ये SEZ एरिया को मैं फॉरेन एरिया समझता हूँ। वो SEZ एरिया के अंदर कोई भी गुड्स आता है तो ड्यूटी फ्री आता है, वहां से कोई भी गुड्स जाता है तो ड्यूटी विदाउट ड्यूटी भरे ये गुड्स जाता है। ये पूरे बॉन्डेड एरिया अंदर कस्टम के नीचे होता है, कस्टम के ऑफिसर्स बैठे रहते हैं, उन पे वो पूरा माल चेक करके अंदर जाने देते आने देते। मींस वी आर कंसिडरिंग एज अ फॉरेन टेरिटरी। बहुत ही अच्छी है। अनफॉर्चुनेटली अपने नॉर्थ इंडिया में बहुत ही कम SEZ है, मगर इन टर्म्स ऑफ टाइम मैं एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा कि बहुत ही अच्छे SEZ यहाँ है, अपने पंजाब में काफी आए, और अपने जो ये पूरा रीजन है अपना, मेरा हाथ में जितना है, जैसे कि पंजाब है, हिमाचल है, अपना जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख के ऊपर वाला जितना एरिया है उसमें कोई ना कोई अच्छे SEZ आए, चाहे IT के आए, चाहे फार्मा के आए, तो मैम बड़ी खुशी होगी। ये सारे वीडियो हमने डिटेल में मेरा नाम आप सर्च कर लीजिए, डाले हुए हैं यूट्यूब पे, आपको और ज़्यादा आसानी होगी उसमें पढ़ने और समझने के बारे में। थैंक यू वेरी मच। मेरा काम यहाँ पूरा होता है और मैं अपनी स्क्रीन स्टॉप करूँगा, और कोई क्वेश्चन आंसर है तो आप बता दीजिए कि क्योंकि आपको जानकारी आज होगी, हमारे रिस्पेक्टेड ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर साहब सोम प्रकाश जी आज लुधियाना में अवेलेबल हैं। तो मैं आपके कोई भी क्वेश्चंस में साहब के सामने है। कल डिटेल हुआ है, अश्विनी कुमार साहब और ललन साहब कल हमारा डिटेल में जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के साथ डिटेल डिस्कशन में पूरा बना ही दिया है, उसको लेके साहब के साथ जा ही रहा हूँ। और भी आपको एक्सपोर्टर को पूछना है, अवेलेबल टू ऑल, आप कभी भी मेरे ऑफिस का कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू मिस्टर शाह। कॉमर्स मिनिस्टर साहब के साथ हमारी भी आज मीटिंग थी। वी हैड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड अ गुड इंटरेक्टिव सेशन विद हिम, बट मुझे लग रहा है वो कैंसिल हो गया है। परहैप्स हिज विजिट हैज बीन पोस्टपोन्ड, ही इज नॉट कमिंग टू लुधियाना। दिस इज द लेटेस्ट information that we got. We have also a couple of issues which we thought we'll discuss with him. So as and when, sir, you happen to arrange a new meeting, please do let us know. We will come out with our members' issues also. Before we proceed for HDFC presentations and talk, anybody, if anybody is having some typical issues regarding customs and DGFT, they can come out. They can, we can discuss it right away. Yeah, Ashwini ji, please unmute yourself.
Sir, namaskar. My only request is like we are always facing this problem of risky exporters. My humble request to Ranga sir, as Mr. Ralan has said on many platforms, and we are following it up. And my humble request to Ranga sir, please tell us the way how to sort it out and help us to generate the documents from his office to the desired section. You know, when we are told that, okay, we have forwarded your application or forwarded your case with the verification and all what they want. But after that, there is no look back. I mean, exporters are really not troubling, but calling us every day, to me, to Ralan sir, to Sarjit, to everybody, that what is the next? Actually, we ourselves are not getting any clear information from the department, what is the next. So this is the only humble request. And I will request Ralan sir also to please tell more about this.
Yeah, before I request Mr. Shah to respond or custom officials, I'll request Ralan Saab also to raise his issues so that they can be jointly addressed and we can save on some time also. Ralan Saab, please unmute yourself and start the discussion, sir.
Actually, what Ashwini ji has said, risky exporters is one of the biggest issues these days. Actually, when the application is forwarded after verification by customs to head office, we are told it goes to Delhi. When we talk to Delhi, they say we have nothing to do with that. You talk to Bombay office. When we talk to Systems Bombay, they say no, this is not our subject. You talk to Systems Delhi. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, nobody is able to give the information where the file is. Ranga Sahab has been helping us, no doubt in it. But sir, Ranga Sahab, the question is at least that information should be provided to the exporter, where the file is going. What is the status of the file? Everything is going paperless. Why not all this, the status of the application should also be on the site? That is what my point is. I mean, this is one of the biggest issue all over the country. Regarding, yes, the custom officer also said there are a lot of incentives for the exporters, and there are a lot of incentives set by Subhejji. Subhejji, there is hardly any exporter. You said EPCG. EPCG looks very good scheme, but in hearing there is hardly very few people who avail this scheme, because the biggest problem in EPCG is the redemption. the process and the average, that is a very cumbersome process. I have been telling and requesting. Gujral Saab the, he was a very good friend of mine. उनको मैंने बोला भी तो उन्होंने मेरे कहने पे एक कमेटी भी बनाई, उसमें मैं भी था, अजय सहाय था, अजय श्रीवास्तव था. I mean, we have been trying to resolve that, but nothing happened. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the revenue people started creating trouble in that. It's a question of revenue, so they did not agree to our suggestions. And the problem remains the same, at the same place. So, I mean, these are all things. What else is advanced license is not the incentive. We don't pay the custom duty. We don't pay the custom duty in the initial stages, but we have to, it's not, I don't take it as an incentive. It is available only to the very few exporters, not to only to the status holders. MEIS, yes, it is said it is an incentive. Yeah, I will say it is an incentive. It is not an incentive. This was actually some of the scheme. This scheme came to replace some scheme which was used for the refund of the taxes. I will say, I may be wrong. I wish I should be wrong. I wish I should be wrong. India is the only country which is exporting taxes. Subit ji said, पेट्रोल के ऊपर टैक्स मिल जाता है, उसके ऊपर मिल जाता है, कोई मिलता नहीं है सर. एक्चुअली द प्रॉब्लम इज रॉड टैप की डाटा सभी ने दे दिया. उन्होंने कहा कि 31 दिसंबर तक इसका सारा डाटा हम कंपाइल करके इसको हम डिक्लेयर कर देंगे. अब द लेटेस्ट इंफॉर्मेशन इज कि कोई डाटा कंपेयर नहीं हुआ, कंपाइल नहीं हुआ, और दे आर गोइंग टू एक्सटेंड द MEIS. MEIS एक्सटेंड करने का भी कोई फायदा नहीं है जब मिल ही नहीं रहा है. When there is no funds for the MEIS, तो क्या फायदा क्या है इन सब चीजों का? I don't know what is happening. There is hardly anybody in India, the Ministry of Commerce or the Customs, who are looking after the in Customs. Sir, Ranga sir, I have one issue only. You have made the Customs paperless. It is rather creating more problem. Initially, what used to happen, we used to send the shipment or any import shipment. There is any query, we used to get the information and we used to go and explain the things. Now, the query comes, I don't know from where it comes, and the assessing officer, without knowing the facts, he passes the order, so much duty to be deposited. I have seen a number of cases where I requested the deputy commissioner. He said, I have already cleared the file. Rallan साहब, वो तो मैंने clear कर दी है. उसमें तो duty भरने के लिए मैंने बोल दिया है. So कहने का मतलब ये है कि ये थोड़ा जब आप assess करते हो import में, तो you should call somebody. भाई ये तुम्हारी फाइल आई है, इसको थोड़ा आगे समझा दो. To our is human. मैं ये नहीं कहता वो जानबूझ के करते हैं. To our is human. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि ये सिस्टम को चालू रखना चाहिए. मतलब without listening to the person, how you can assess the duty? That is very, that eases the process for the custom officer also. That is a relief to the importer also. Export में भी यही होता है. ये over invoiced है, ये under invoiced है, ये है, वो है. A lot of things. Sir, we have to look into it, go for the facilitation of the exporters. And I still remember AEO was initially started for the importers. You were looking after the importers like anything. Then on the assistance and our representation, it started for the exporters also. But that is hardly looked into. We submit the paper, we submit the AEO certificate, but even then we don't get any concession or anything. उसमें 2-3 concession लिखे हुए हैं, लेकिन secondly, sir, Ranga sahab, I have one issue. I need your help in that. It is a paperless customs now, right? So while giving the IGST refund, you have to come out with the scroll. Why it is scroll now when it is paperless? It should be automatically transferred like the drawback. The drawback also आप scroll निकालते हो. It should not be there. Let export order हो गया. IGST जितना बनता है वो credit होना चाहिए. जितना ड्रॉबैक बनता है वो क्रेडिट होना चाहिए. इसमें तभी इसको मैं कहूंगा कि इट इज 100% पेपरलेस. विद दीज वर्ड्स, थैंक यू. अगर मेरी बात थोड़ी खराब लगी हो तो उसके लिए मैं माफी चाहता हूँ. थैंक यू.
एक मिनट पंकज जी, जस्ट वांट टू ऐड रलन साहब इशू. ईपीसीजी स्कीम में लोगों ने मशीनां बहुत इंपोर्ट कीतियां ਸੀਗੀਆਂ. ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਜੀ you have to raise 6 times of the invoice. Kisse ch hai you have to raise export 6 times of the duty saved. But things were not cleared in that. But Amritsar wale voluntarily is cheez nu surrender karna chahte hai. And my humble request again to Suvi sir and to Ranga sir, कि एक one time settlement करके पैसे लोगों revenue government में आता है. They want to pay the revenue because they just want to have a stress-free life. कि जड़ियाँ import कितियाँ मशीनां और चलियाँ नहीं, time से आइयाँ नहीं, and settlement को आज तक नहीं होती पाई, and it's lingering on last 12 साल तो.
Ashwini, take up the issue at the head office.
ठीक है
Talk to Ajay and let him.
अजय जी ने knowledge है. हाँ, I have already taken up it.
Subit साहब जानते हैं.
Thank you.
He knows it.
Thank you,
Suvit
sir.
sir मुझे पता है.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because this representation was given to him, Suvit sir.
These are typical issues. We can jointly take up, in a meeting with them. Maybe we can go to their office and resolve it. Now we need to move ahead with this our webinar, and the next part of it is with the HDFC Bank. And HDFC Bank senior officials are here among us. Mr. Iqbal Singh Guliani is going to speak to us about HDFC schemes and about how they are helping the exporters and importers, and what all and how they are different from all other banks. And Mr. Iqbal Singh Guliani has been very close to CICU. He's been holding so many other seminars and meetings with us and with our members. He's senior vice president and zonal head, and he's a banker with large banking experience in various fields of banking. And before HDFC, he was with Yash Bank at various departments, and he has more than 25 years of global cash management experience. Worked in Forex branch, and for the last 18 years, he's with HDFC. Without wasting much time, now I'll request Mr. Guliani to give his PPT also and tell us about all HDFC schemes that he has for us.
Okay, Pankaj ji, I request you, I take leave because I have another meeting at 1:15. Yeah, somebody is waiting for me. Somebody has come from Bombay. I have a meeting with him.
Thank you, Ralan sir. Thank you for sparing your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Pankaj ji. Am I audible?
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. You're audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost, Mr. A.S. Ranga, Commissioner Customs, Mr. Suvit Shah, Joint Director, DGFT, Shri Upkar Singh Ahuja, President CISU, other members of CISU, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and thank you so much for giving us this opportunity and platform to present ourselves. At the outset, I would just like to start with saying that while we have been introduced as being closely associated with CISU, let me tell you that particularly in Ludhiana, we are, if I say the market share, we are the leaders in business, and particularly in the lending space and for EEG market, we have been doing exceptionally well, and the media has also supported us. Very quickly, I'll briefly introduce the bank in just 1 or 2 slides, while many of the members and business community is associated with us in a big way. But yes, your bank is a very young organization, just 25 years old. And in this 25, 26 years of the journey of the organization, which started in 1994, we have actually reached the scale that many of you would have observed in the balance sheet or the business that we are interacting with. It's not possible without having any core values. 15-16 lakh crore rupees of balance sheet in a span of 25 years is a journey in itself, and various institutions across the globe, whether it's the HBR or London School, is actually doing a lot of study on our organization, trying to figure out the mantras of success and why and how this is happening. We have very strong core values, and these hover around the operational excellence and customer focus, and obviously sustainability. The spread across the globe, across the country, is very wide, and we are more than 60% in rural India as well. So it's not just that we are a Bombay-based or a metro-based organization now. We are into deep geographies. In this journey of 25 years, while we all have been decorated very well, a few highlights that I want to share is that we are by far declared the best bank in Asia and the Reserve Bank of India, and the government has declared us as too big to fail in the country, which means it's not just a certification of too big to fail. We are one of the 3 organizations in the country, which means that if any of these 3 organizations, for any reasons, God forbid, have a problem, there's a problem in the country as a whole. By virtue of which means that the regulators, including the Reserve Bank of India, is very closely monitoring every aspect of our working. On one side, we are winning awards. On the other side, we are very closely under strong scrutiny and monitoring, which helps us also to scale up and do better. It's not just about the awards and accolades in the last 25 years that we want to pat our back about and just keep harping about it. It's not possible without the patronage of each one of the members. It's by hard and dedicated work by each member and strong value system that has brought us to these levels. Taking this forward, we embark on 2 major aspects. One is the safety and security of our patrons, our customers, and therefore to see to it that particularly in this times when there is pandemic and a lot of things moves to digital, we wanted to take one extra step, and we launched not only for the high-end customers, but even for rural India, an initiative which is an audio visual with celebrities, in which we are saying that Muh Band Rakho, which simply means that do not share any of your bank credentials with anybody. The bank will never ask for your credentials. The bank will never ask for your PIN and OTP or card number or anything. And therefore, if the bank is not asking, anybody else who's asking you is asking you for any mischievous element, is asking you for any wrongdoings, and therefore Muh Band Rakho is not just a mask, but synchronized with the fact that you are not to share any bank details. Coming to the last part in terms of my introduction about the bank is that we understand our responsibility, our corporate social responsibility, and we are the 4th largest spender in the country on the corporate social responsibility as a corporate, not just in banking industry. And things like blood donation camps we organize every year. The bank is in the Guinness Book of World Record as the highest donor of blood units every year. It's a world record created. Every year we break our own world record only. It's just one example, but we are doing a lot of things bringing people below poverty line to above poverty line. And the mission is to bring 2 million families above poverty line. Now coming to the specific subject, and I understand paucity of time, therefore I won't dwell too much into the corporate social responsibility and other initiatives that we are going to do. I'll jump straight into the subject that we are gathered here today. And for that, I request Manish Goyal, who is the expert on the subject and is the territory head of the Bank of Trade Forex, to take the slides forward. Over to you, Manish, and thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Very good morning, very good afternoon to all of you. Thanks a lot, dear Pankaj sir and Ranga sir and Suvit sir. Sir, coming to the point, coming to the trade and forex business that we are doing as an HDFC Bank, we have a very unique business model on which we are working on. We have actually working with 5 different attributes from where we are giving our product services to all our esteemed customers. So the 5 attributes coming from, first is dedicated team of specialists for all the trade and forex needs of our existing customers and potential customers. We have a dedicated team in Ludhiana city to start with. We have a 9 specialists called trade and forex sales managers and special trade and trade operation teams at 3 different locations, which is servicing to all the trade related queries and their requirements to all the customers. Secondly, parallelly, apart from normal plain vanilla current account transaction, means imports and exports and all that, we are also handling their capital account transactions, capital accounts that involves their foreign direct investments, ODIs, FCTRS, ECBs and all that. Third is the digital banking platform that we are providing to all our trade customers. That is called Trade on Net platform. And I'll come again shortly in another 2-3 slides. And fourth is complete business integration, complete integration of branches with trade desk. So all our branches, unlike PSU banks, all our branches are equally enabled to handle their customers' trade and forex business by their own. And the fifth is pan-India reach. We have highest number of branches across pan-India, be it rural or be it metro, who are handling their trade and forex services, so that none of the customers based out of any location, any classic, any be it rural, metro or urban location should not be having any dearth, any paucity, any problem that they cannot have any trade services from city branches. Sir, as a total trade forex products, we are glad to share that any trade services which is required by a customer, be it a corporate or be it a SME or be it a individual, we are providing all the trade services or forex services from Ludhiana and from 100% branches. Fortunately, we have the entire team set up, all the facilities and delegation is there, so that we can handle all trade services, be it the letter of credits that has to be issued. Letter of credits can be issued by even by 100% FD backed or backed by collateral property, or import bills collections. Customers overseas can send directly bills to our location, our Ludhiana location, and we are equally we are capable to handle their transactions. All import transactions, fortunately, our traders are handling all trade transactions by themselves. There is no requirement that we should scan the documents to our Delhi or Bombay locations. Export financing is completely there, be it your packing credit in PCFCs or packing credit in Indian rupees, that is there. Export collections and regularizations, foreign currency outward remittances, be it from current accounts, for that matter. There are so many transactions which pertain to miscellaneous transactions, commission remittances, services, and all that. Hedging solution, I'll put more emphasis on hedging in the next slide. Guarantees and standby LCs, discounting of inland and foreign bills under LCs, foreign LC discounting that we call EEFC conversions, exchange earner foreign currency accounts conversions. Capital account transaction that I've already mentioned briefly, that we are handling foreign direct investments, overseas direct investments, external commercial borrowings, FCTRS, foreign currency transfer of shares, all transactions here only, miscellaneous remittances, and in addition to that. Fortunately, 100% of branches in Ludhiana or in and around at our locations, be it our city branches, be it rural branches, they are equally capable to handle the individual remittances, because most of the corporates also, they are sending individual remittances for their wards or their family maintenance purposes. That can be done. FCY cash sale purchase also, we are pioneer in that business. We can handle FCY cash sale or purchase transactions also, and the forex card business. We to sum up all this on this note, on this slide, I would say, sir, all the trade and forex services, be it backed by finance segment or non-finance part, we are handling the services from here only, and all our branches are equally capable, and there are traders available in Ludhiana. They can handle transactions by their own with the support from the specialist team as a trade sales manager that we call, based out of Ludhiana only. Coming to the next slide, sir, which I was putting an emphasis on, that there are two different subjects: investment products and hedging solutions, because these two segments have not been used by so many customers as on date still, though it is being used by bigger corporates. But to talk about SMEs or new IEC holders or new customers who are entering in this segment, we just want to apprise them, we just want to update them. Sir, we are handling investment products that we call as a person who individually, for that matter, or for a private limited, LLP or limited, they want to invest overseas for opening a branch office or for opening their subsidiary, they want to open a new office in US, Dubai and all that locations through joint ventures and wholly owned subsidiaries. We are handling these transactions. Simultaneously, there are so many people. We have friends overseas in Canada, in Europe and all that. They want to invest money in our companies in the form of equity. They can do it in the form of foreign direct investment. And there are so many for financial institutions also, and in existing investors, existing equity holders in a company's foreign equity holders. They can also send external loans that is covered under external commercial borrowings to our customers in Ludhiana. Sir, this is very easy. If you talk about foreign direct investment and ECBs, in this last 4 to 5 months, we have seen total upsurge. We have seen so many queries coming up in so many locations that people can have people are getting foreign direct investments in so many locations in Delhi, Chandigarh, Mohali and all that. We have so many success stories. We just want to update to all our customers, our corporates in Ludhiana also. It is quite easy, and if you talk about bigger corporates, they are already doing, but to smaller corporates also, they can avail this facility. If it is LLP firm, if it is private limited, and limited, they can have investment from overseas in the form of equity and ECBs. Simultaneously, any person, individual or LLP, limited or private limited, they can send overseas investment in the form of ODI also. Second part of the slide is hedging solutions, sir. Sir, we are since there is a lot of currency movements which is happening in last couple of months. If you talk about GBP, it has touched 99.90. Now it is 99.98 point something. Even for that matter, US dollars also. US dollar has touched 75, 80, and now it is 70, hovering around 73, 80, 70. Sir, we are a city of manufacturers. So if we book a contract, let's say purchase a sales contract with foreign party, and there is a lean time of 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, or 2 months, 3 months, we can enter into forward booking. We can hedge our exchange. We can hedge our export proceeds, so that today, let's say I have a cushion, I have booked the order with my party to the tune of 74 rupees, considering the calculation. After 2 months, when I get the money, I should not be landing in a position that I'll be getting money at the rate of 73. So forward booking is a very important and useful key for all the exporters, precisely to book their exchange rates in advance, and over and above, they'll be getting some exchange premiums also. So this is important that manufacturers in our locations, for that matter, and traders also, they can enter into this segment, sir, into these products. And we are doing forwards on regular basis, sir. Now, sir, which Pankaj has mentioned in advance, that why we are doing why there's a USP and we are better, or we are doing something better in the markets itself as a competition for doing trade and forex services. First point, sir, I just want to mention again and again, our 100% branches, be it rural, be it city, and be it metro location, urban locations, are handling trade and forex business by their own. Yes, we have designated traders to handle collection bills, so that they can receive import bills from overseas, or they can directly send export collection bills from Ludhiana to overseas. They can handle, but point that 100% are branches, they are issuing bank guarantees, sir. Sir, we are very glad to share also our 70 to 80% branches, including rural, are issuing bank guarantees within a span of only 2 to 3 hours. Sir, the customer comes to us and we are issuing bank guarantee within a span of 3 hours. Mostly the customers comes to us in a nick of hour, and they need to have a bank guarantee for submission to customs, for submission to so many government departments, for a tender purpose, and we are fulfilling their services. Be it and the customer can come to us in any branch where they are holding their account, any classified branch, be it city branch or rural branch, they can come to us, and with the help of our branch staff, they are equipped also. You can have the bank guarantees from themselves. And be it you're getting overseas remittances from overseas, branches are equally capable. They can handle your transaction. They'll get it done. Proficiency, sir, I just want to mention again and again, we have 9 sales managers specialized for this subject, trade and sales managers based out of Ludhiana city, and equally some 2 other locations also, along with 3 traders who are handling complete bouquet of trade services and retail forex services in our branches, Ludhiana only. Third, sir, the correspondent bank network is a very strong with us. We are dealing export and foreign exchange transactions in 19 different currencies. That is highest amongst all available in other banks in a competition for that matter. We are handling exports in South African rands also, Saudi Arabia also, Kuwait also, all locations and different currencies, different 19 major currencies. Now, how it is helping us, our customers also and overseas parties also, whenever you are putting up a quote, when you are quoting to overseas buyer, overseas, if you are exporter, overseas buyer, if you quote in their local currency, definitely there will be a good mileage coming to you, because the person residing out of South Africa, he'll be getting money in his own currency, and he'll be more than happy. And he'll be sending remittance in the form of South African rand for that matter, for example, right? And you'll be getting conversion from South African rand to Indian rupees by our bank itself. So it is very easy for all of customers. Fourth, that is very important for customers, which Suvit sir has already mentioned, that most of the people are importing machines and other stuff from China on regular basis. We are too much dependent on China for so many imports, so many imported products. So, sir, otherwise we are dealing all their remittances through USDs. In addition to that, we have a provision that we can make remittances in Chinese yuan. Sir, from here, a importer can ask the exporter in China, he can quote you in Chinese yuan, and we can make the remittance in Chinese yuan only. Earlier, we were doing it US dollars. Now, what will be the benefit? Because Chinese people will be getting money in their local currency. He will be giving a better offer to our importer, and I, as a bank, can handle your transaction for Chinese yuan, though it will be routed through Hong Kong, because directly the Nostro setup is just like that. From Indian rupees, we need to move a remittance from Chinese yuan through Chinese Hong Kong, CNH. Though CNH, and there is a mild difference between CNH and Chinese CNY. The remittance will go from Indian rupees to Hong Kong, and to Hong Kong to China, from INR to CNH and CNH to CNY. This is a very simple process, and through this way, we have seen that people are saving money. The importers are saving money because they will be sending remittance in the form of their local currency. It's a good thing for them also. Fourth is faster TAT, sir. Sir, most of the transactions in Ludhiana location and other in and around locations are being handled on a daily basis. And if the transactions documents are complete, it is coming on time to our trade desks through both platforms, be it electronic platform, be it a physical platform. It will be done on day one basis, day 0, I would say. And the transaction will be executed on the same day. And by all means, the auto mailer, be it a debit advice or SWIFT advice, will be coming to you next day in the morning, 9 o'clock, or even for that matter, same day also, if the transaction is processed by 2 or 3 in the noon. Third, in addition to that, the digital forex solution, sir. Sir, we are providing two different platforms. One is net banking, another is trade on net. Net banking, most of the people, most of our customers also using net banking on regular basis. It's a user friendly platform. We have now added a module that is called Remit Now. Now through Remit Now, an individual can send a remittance overseas under 12 different purposes, under 9 purposes that are falling under liberalized remittance scheme. Let's say a student or a father has to send remittance to overseas for a gift purpose, for a family maintenance, for travel, for education. Now in last 15-20 days and 1 month also, we have added 3 different capital account transaction purposes for portfolio investment overseas and property real estate overseas also, that we have added in net banking platform. So any individual person can have the remittance done from the net banking platform there and then, wherever he is sitting. He need not to come to branch anytime. And for corporate clients, it is called TradeOnNet. I'll cover the TradeOnNet slide in the next slide. That I want to mention now, that I want to give the emphasis on the platform. Advanced technology that, sir, I have already mentioned. For all transactions you are doing, be it your export transactions, if the person is getting export remittance from overseas or any miscellaneous remittance, by all means he'll be getting the credit advice at the day end or the next day morning, on the same day or next day. And simultaneously, if it is an import transaction or any miscellaneous transaction, he'll be again getting the debit advice plus SWIFT advice by all means, if the customer have registered his email ID to our system. And we strongly believe that 100% customers should be giving their email IDs to our system, and we ensure that it will be done. And the most important is the last one here. Actually, due to the paucity of time, we have covered only few things. Monitoring of regulatory compliance. Though I'll cover the details in the incoming slides. The most important concerning area which most of the exporters and importers are facing these days are pertaining to bill of entries, shipping bills, capital account transactions, be it foreign direct FDI or ECB reporting. So, sir, on that note, we on this part, we are sending regular reminders through auto mailers to our customers so that they'll not miss out for completing their compliance part, be it bill of entry submission, export bills, and other capital account transaction pendencies, because there are so many regulatory authorities are tracking the pendencies. So from our bank also, we are sending regular reminders to the customers who have any pendency on that part. So coming to the next slide, the digital solutions, because every organization has to work on digital platform, and we are pioneer in that. I really appreciate. I rather want to thank Suvit sir also. He has especially mentioned about instant IEC generation through online platform. Sir, on the similar lines, I just want to give some idea of a platform that we called as a Trade on Net. That is a part of eNet to all, which is being given to all the corporate clients, all the current account customers, so that these customers, sir, we all read due to COVID situation, there is a reluctancy from all customers and also from bank's part also, that people should not move here and then for giving the remittances, giving the documents to bank for processing. So, sir, this platform that we call Trade on Net, through this platform, a corporate can do the remittances, import payments, buyer credits, SBLCs, export tracking credit, shipment requests, PCFC or PCINR, even for that matter, bank guarantees and EEFC conversions. And above all, sir, he can get the BRCs done. He can get the export bills submitted through this platform and get his bills regularized and get the EBRC done through this platform only. So most of the trade transactions are being offered on a Trade on Net platform, so that people or bearers or accountants should not be any requirement to come over from his factory, from his premises to our branches, and need not to travel. And this is a very simple and user friendly and safe platform. Why? Because there are two different IDs. One is for inputter and one is for authorizer. And if let's say inputter is giving any laptop, if the ID is captured in one laptop, inputter need to update all the information in one laptop, and authorizer, if it's a owner, if it's a senior official of your firm, he can authorize from his laptop also, and through mobile also, because we have provided the same option for the authorizers. He can get the transaction authorized from mobile. If let's say he is traveling abroad, he is traveling not in India, he is traveling not in town, he can get the transaction authorized from himself. And sir, mind you, it's a very simple and safe thing also, because once you authorize the transaction, that doesn't mean that your account is debited. It is not the case. It is the case that the request you want to submit through physical mode, your request is now inputted in a system through online mode. Our operation team, our central checking team will definitely scrutinize the documents, check the documents. If there is any discrepancy, they'll also reascertain, and they'll process the transactions if it is fine. So there is no worry that the account will be debited once you authorize the transaction. It is just to ease out your efforts. So the people should not come, and we should be working as a trade finance business and a paperless model. Sir, this is the most important, I guess, slide which everybody, every trade and exporters or importers must be looking at. These are the points that I've captured were referred by so many associations also, that we need to cover these things in our open sessions. First thing is EDPMS and IDPMS. Friends, EDPMS is Export Data Processing Management System, and IDPMS is Import Data Processing Management System. With the consultation of Custom Department, Reserve Bank of India, FEDI, and so many bankers, this platform was actually started. EDPMS was started in 2014 and IDPMS was started in 2016. So now all your shipments, be it exports or imports, are being regularized, are being checked and monitored under this platform. So there is no requirement that physical checking is to be done at a local branch level, or by customers himself, or by exporters, importers himself. So this platform is helping everybody, all the stakeholders, be it customs, be it Reserve Bank, be it bank, and be it you also. So it is helping that you need not to stock, you need not to have files for so many export bills and for bill of entries in future. There is a paperless system, you have Excel sheet, you have desktop, that is all required in future. Another thing is advance payment against exports where shipments are not made in time. Sir, our Reserve Bank has given a time of total 9 months earlier, that once you have done your shipment, the time frame is 9 months. Now post COVID, till 31st of July, Reserve Bank has given the timeline up till 15 months, so that they can get their export payments done on a timely basis. Yes. So request is that all the export documents need to be submitted in bank for regularization, and timeline, if they are getting advance payment, if they are getting export advance payment, shipment has to be done within 1 year. If the shipment is done, payment is coming afterwards. It was earlier 9 months, but extended till for 15 months, only for the shipments that were done till 31st of July. Otherwise, 9 months is the final period. Now the write-off set-off, this is a new area which was the circular has been issued in last week. I just want to now ramp up all the things because the time is running off. Write-off, exporters can write off their documents with the 5% self write-off and 5%, 10% status holder and 10% ADPAR. But considering there are so many otherwise subjectivities are there, people have to be very cautious about that if they are going to for write-off, right? Overdue export receivables are being regularly tracked by regulators and by bank also. We are sending reminders. So our request is that if your payments are stuck overseas, you need to follow them aggressively, be it the Ministry of Finance or so many agencies, and through their embassies also. and this should not be taken on a casual note. Third party export payments, that yes, RBI Reserve Bank has given us some liberalization on third party payments, but considering some there are star marks over there. Foreign bill LC discounting, that we are already doing it. Inward remittance received towards services, many exporters of services in Ludhiana, be it medical services, be it education, be it chartered accountants and all that, they are getting export services. They are being given credit advices for that, and we are there to support them. Overdue import remittance advances. There is a timeline of, let's say, maximum 3 months, or otherwise, let's say today we have done the import transaction. Importer has to submit the bill of entry to bank within 3 months, though that can be extended for 2-3 months also at the maximum, considering the situation coming for COVID. But import remittances has to be closed with the submission of bill of entries by the customers, by all importers. And against which I already mentioned, filing and furnishing of regulatory documents related to capital account transactions has to be there. APRs are important, shareholding certificates are important. We are sending regular reminders to our customers. This is very critical that on yearly basis APRs and share certificates are being updated to the bank. Sir, this was because of paucity of time, I have just covered, taken only 15-20 minutes because I need to cover so many things. So that was all from my side. Thank you from the seniors. Now I can say questions are open. If anybody has any questions, please share with us. Or we can take it in future also. All the details are with the senior, with the quorum also. Yes, Pankaj, I'm done from my side.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Goyal. You spoke so well. I mean, you covered almost everything. Regarding export and foreign trade, things are clear. But as I have been mentioning to Mr. Raman Arora, in the last meeting also, financing part is a bit tedious, and things are delayed. Financing is delayed in a couple of cases we have mentioned.
Right, sir. We'll take it, sir.
And the best and the most important part is there have been too many guidelines by RBI, too many people read it in the news also. True, and that without mortgage the advances will be given, but HDFC is lagging behind this. HDFC is not providing the full full facility as being provided by RBI. So right, kindly share with us in future also, in future meetings also, what is the percentage of finance that you have provided without getting the securities, without right, getting the mortgage.
Right, sir. Right,
because we in CISU represent the MSME sector, and right, we have more than 1,000 MSME members, and right, they are really at pains to visit the banks and get their work done. And right, they are in need of small funds like 10 lakh rupees to 50 lakh rupees at short notice. So HDFC should come forward to help the members, help the industry, especially the MSME people.
Definitely, sir. We will take it up with the seniors also, with the intervention of Iqbal sir and Raman sir and all that. We will definitely going to take it up. Right.
So now I request all the members, all the participants, in case somebody has some suggestion or some query to be answered, kindly come forward. Whoever has a query can unmute himself and come out with his suggestion or opinion on anything. So friends, I think most of the queries, most of the things have been answered by customs, by DGFT and by HDFC officials. So we would like to conclude today's meeting, and before I conclude, I would like to extend my immense thanks to Shri A.S. Rangaji, Commissioner Customs, and Mr. Suvit Shah, Indian Trade Service, he's Joint Director of Foreign Trade, Ludhiana, and Mr. Iqbal Singh Guliani, Senior Vice President, Zonal Head HDFC, and Mr. Manish Goyal, Deputy Vice President, HDFC, for sparing their valuable time and addressing our members. And I'm sure all the members, all the participants are much more wiser now as far as foreign trade, custom, norms and banking is concerned. So we are always available. CISU staff is always available. You can always send your queries, send your issues to us. So we keep on taking them from time to time with the departments. Customs ke liye we CISU is one of the members of grievances committee customs, and we hold once a month a meeting at customs Sanewal. So all the related issues can be taken up. So with these words, we conclude this meeting, and I thank everybody for joining and being so patient and being so participative. Thank you one and all. Thank you.